Connie and Fish.
This is the big debate.
It sounds like a Disney intro.
Welcome to the Tuesday morning awesome debate, starring Connie as Connie and Fish, played by Fish, with special guest Steve.
I like it.
He really,
I like it. You put a lot of work into that.
Put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
That's really, way to really pound your name in there.
This is so funny because I never thought of turning this into a debate.
All right.
Until I read this, and then I realized how annoyed I get by this.
Can we lose this?
No, I like
sorry,
it.
but I feel like I'm on a ride.
Ooh, it's a small world after all. Okay, we'll lose it. Okay.
Good call. Nice intro, though.
Guys, okay.
Good job.
Listen closely because I need to know what y'all think.
All right.
Okay, guys, I had a first date with a guy last weekend. Went up to Ludington. You went to Ludington last weekend too,
I
Fish.
did.
We stopped for gas and to clean bugs off the windshield. He only cleans his half of the windshield. When he gets back in the car, I mentioned that he didn't clean the passenger side, and he said, "You're not driving. You don't need to see." Is this a red flag, or am I reading too much into it?
Now back to the debate.
Now, back to the debate.
Seriously?
Is that funny?
Oh, we need to talk about
Is this a red flag, or am I reading too much into it?
Thank you so much for listening, Sister with a Brain, but I have to be honest with you. I think you're a little bit of a red flag.
You think she's a red
She's
flag?
a little bit of the red flag. I think you're too picky, and I've been too picky in the past. I remember, Connie.
Oh, this is so something you would have dumped somebody. No, you wouldn't have dumped somebody because they didn't clean your side of the windshield, but you would negative check.
I will.
You would have put it in your little library.
You could still hear me saying that back in the day.
Totally.
My brain
Negative
berry.
check.
Negative check. I will say this. Back in the day, I was picky too. I dumped a girl because she had a dragon, and I get it. Sounds weird, but she did.
No. It's like somebody who, like, if I was adamant that I was going to have cats my whole life, but I fell in love with somebody who was allergic, what do I love? Having cats or you more? Honestly.
So is it a red flag to you? Is this whole thing a red flag?
No, I think it's funny. However...
Oh, boy, here we go.
The private message, okay. Again, it says, guys, first date with a guy last weekend, went up to Ludington. We stopped for gas and to clean bugs off the windshield, which I get it. That's annoying. He only cleans half of the windshield. When he gets back in the car, I mentioned that he didn't clean the passenger side, which is where she was. And he says, "You're not driving. You don't need to see."
616-7708.
Kind of controlling.
616-7708-957. You could text or call. It is a little controlling. The texts are blowing up right now.
If I had to read into it, I would say it's kind of controlling. I think it's a joke. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
As a red flag that she's even asking that, but it is. If I had to read into it, I would say
it's kind of controlling because he didn't clean her half of the
you
windshield.
You don't need to see
on his car that he's driving.
So what?
But is it ruining?
So what is she, a dog who has to look out the side window? You gonna crack the window for her too, so she can stick her head out?
Just don't put it down too far; she might jump out. Why is she doing that with her tongue?
Not even my dog does that with his tongue when his head's out the window. It's a weird dog.
Why is that dog?
You know how they stick their tongues out?
You have the Silence of the Lambs dog. I like her with a nice scented fava bean.
Could you imagine standing at the sidewalk and a car pulls up next to you, a dog sticks his head out and goes, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, I can imagine it. It'd be awesome.
Paws in the air like it just doesn't care. What the hell? That's the weirdest thing. All right, we got tons of text here about your text, your PM, your private message.
Yes.
You can private message us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all Connie and Fish.
I will say this. When I first read it, I thought, OMG, this is not a red flag. But if I was forced to look into it and really analyze it and overanalyze it and pick it apart, I would say it's kind of controlling. First date with a guy, went up to Ludington. They're in the car. They stopped for gas and to clean bugs off the windshield. He only cleans his half of the windshield. Gets back in the car. And I mentioned that he didn't clean the passenger side, and he said, "You're not driving. You don't need to see."
All right, here we go. I just don't think it's a big deal, but I mean, I wouldn't, I guess, do that.
If
but,
I had to pick it apart, I would say, yeah, he's a little controlling.
Lynn said it's a case of him just thinking of himself.
Okay.
Derek said technically, this is Derek that created the Connie and Fish hamburger.
Oh,
Who's
hi,
that guy?
Derek. It's awesome. You can get it at
yeah.
the bistro at the Courtyard by Marriott.
Derek said technically he's not wrong, but I think it shows how lazy he is. It's kind of a red flag. Lily said he's rude, and I'd let him know.
Yeah,
Somebody
Lily.
else texted in, said red flag. He probably didn't open the door for you either. Okay. Somebody else said, was his name Jason? I don't know. Megan wants to know. Can you text? Can you
Did you
DM
know
us back?
Megan dated a
If you
guy
know-
named Jason?
If you know
He was a
Jason,
loser.
why is he a loser? Does she think
You know
Jason,
it.
like she dated a guy named Jason, or is she thinking like Jason from?
No, I think
Halloween.
she dated a guy named Jason.
I'm not gonna.
No, she totally dated a guy named Jason who was a
Connie, you and I are on a
loser.
first date, right?
loser.
We stopped to get gas. We're on our way to where'd you? They were going to Ludington.
Ludington,
Okay,
yeah.
they're on their way to Ludington. You and I are, and I don't clean your side of the windshield, and you're like, why didn't you clean my side of? Oh,
Why do I
sorry.
sound so girly?
It's you. Okay. Do you want to be girly or do you want to be Connie? Okay, so it's you.
I don't want to confuse everybody.
Why didn't you clean my side of the windshield? And I'm like,
Ow! My microphone just hit me in the face.
because you think I'm like Jason or Freddy or some kind of murderer. I'm like, don't worry about it, honey. Let's just go to Ludington together. We have to make a quick stop in the woods. What? What's that noise with the tongue? It's just my dog hanging its head outside the window. It's not weird. It's not weird at all. Don't worry. We've gotten a ton of texts on this.
Of course
this
we
has
have.
become a massive
it's the
debate.
dumbest debate ever.
It's the dumbest debate ever.
Okay, they're in the car. It's their first date. They're going to Ludington this last week, and they stop for gas and to clean bugs off the windshield.
Oh, you
He
guys
only
are
cleans
great.
his half because he's driving. And when he gets back in the car, she says, hello, you didn't clean the passenger side. And he said, you're not driving. You don't need to see.
Go make me a sandwich.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's thinking. Go make me a sandwich and wear this blindfold. Everything's going to be okay, baby.
Yes!
Just put your feet in the stirrups. Here we go.
And she said, "Is it a red flag?" And when I first read it, I laughed out loud because I was
LOL.
like, "No, it's not a red flag." And then I was like, "Okay, Connie, pick it apart." I mean, if you want to pick it apart,
This isn't a red flag. He just didn't. What was the big? He was probably embarrassed that he forgot to clean your side or something. I don't know. Hey, what's
How do you
the big
forget?
deal?
You don't
He's
forget.
driving. You're fine.
Give me a break.
Stick your head out the window.
Hey,
You
it's
have-
Taco Tuesday, but I only cooked half the meat. I forgot about the other half.
what
Oops.
kind of a now? That's so mean of you to say.
That is a fish analogy.
What the heck was that?
Connie and Fish.